Welcome to this look at new mods to Farming Simulator 25 with me, MrSealyp. Ladies and gentlemen, it is Tuesday the 10th of December. We've got some new mods. We've got a mini mod drop from Giants today, and it is from Giants. These are Giants mods. Now, I did say right at the start, way back, I wasn't going to necessarily review mods from Giants that have been in the previous version of the game unless it was something that stood out or something new. To be fair, one of these is something I'm glad to see. It's a welcome return. I mean, they're all, a welcome return. And part of this also is the FarmCon 24 Fendt pack, which you only got, at Fendt last July, or in July, should I say, last July, in July. So it's a fairly new pack. It's nice to see there's a nice little addition to this as well. The same question then comes up again. People were saying, why did we not have as much equipment at the start from Giants? They had to choose elements of the game to develop or put in loads of equipment and machinery. They decided to develop other elements of the game and then put in other bits of equipment and machinery at a later date. The problem with doing it that way round is, rather than all these bits of equipment being in the base game, they are now additional mods that if you want them, you're using up your mod space to be able to use them. I know that's part of, people have been saying that whenever I've done these mod reviews, that's kind of a bit of a downside to it. But anyway, that being said, we'll have a look at the mods we've got today, shall we? We start with this in front of us. This is the Schwarzmüller timber trailer semi. 10.16 megabytes download, 7 slots on the old console. Nicely made and detailed. We've got a few different options for the supports, different configurations for the supports. Tension straps are on it, and we can raise and lower. Now, again, when we come to the colour options, I went for a metallic chassis, metallic cross supports, and metallic uprights, because you can muck around with the colours now and do whatever you like, really, which is quite nice. So this is where you find it. Under forestry, timber trailer semi, Schwarzmüller, 42,500, which still begs the question, why is that so expensive? Why is that 68 grand when you get that one? Now, like I say, quite a few different options. We've got this, and when it says 4 by 3 metre, I'm assuming it means 4 sets of supports, 3 metre intervals. But then we go to this one, 3 by 4. That makes sense. 3 sets of supports at 4 metre intervals. Then the 2 by 6, unless it means 2 rows that way of 6. Is that what it means? Maybe. And it's very weird. Then we go back to our 4 by 3 again. We've got mud flap design. That's design 3. That's design 1. Sorry, no, that's design 1. Which puts the little mud flaps on there. That's design 2, so on the back without the ones on the wheels, and then 3 is on the back and wheels. So we've got spare wheel, yes or no. That's underneath. We can have that yes or no if you don't want it on there. We've got design, the reflectors. What am I talking about? Yeah, orange, yellow, no. Front guard, yes or no, so we can have our support there, stop logs smashing into the cab if something goes wrong with your tension straps. So yes or no if you want to have that on there, which puts a few bits and bobs on there. Very nice. We've got main colour. So again, I'm not going to go through all the different options, but the main colour will change the bottom section like that. The next main colour will change those. And the next main colour, let's go silver. There you go. Changes your uprights, but won't adjust your reflectors. They all stay the same. Rim colour option next, and then license plate option on there too. Now, something I was going to check, which I thought might not be a bad idea, was to come around to here, because I wondered whether or not... No. I thought it'd be quite cool, considering it's a timber logging trailer. If you have the headboard there and you've got these, they had an option for putting on the chainsaw, but it hasn't, not that I can see anyway. I thought I better check on these things now, because you just don't know, do you? What's been included when you got the toolbox here? Is there an option for putting a chainsaw? Doesn't appear to be, so it seems fairly straightforward as it is. Now what we do have as an option on this, if I start the engine, you'll see our uprights, L1 and right stick coming down. Tension straps on and off, which can be done from the cab or individually from outside. like so. That's it for that one. That's the Schwarzmüller timber trailer semi by Giant Software. Next, we've got this. Now, I've put this one here. I've got one out on the field, the FastBale. This is the Pöttinger. Oh, notes caught up. This is the Pöttinger Impress 3190 VC Pro, 34.57 megabytes download, 14 slots on console, baler wrapper. If you're doing hay bales or straw bales, it will bale them and put them at the back. If you're doing grass bales, it will automatically wrap them. Someone asked me the other day, if you're doing grass bales and you don't want them wrapped, how do you stop it wrapping? As far as I'm aware, you can't. If you're going to do grass bales and you don't want them wrapped, you just have to use a different baler. I don't think there's an option. I've never come across an option for switching it off for grass bales. It's always just automatically wrap them. I'm not saying there's not a mod out there that doesn't do it. If there is, it's on PC. But the reason I picked this or left this one here is because in the options, and I didn't really show it when on any of the mod reviews yet, because we haven't really had any balers per se. It's regard to the wrap and stuff. Your options for having wrap already on it, choosing the wrap colour, or having no wrap. And if you have no wrap, that means you've got to fill it yourself, which adds a bit of immersion to it, which some people like, some people don't. So you have got the option to do either, which I do like. So if we come into there and we go up to our balers. So here's our round balers, and we want to go to there. There's our Impress, 128,500. So we have got the option of BKT, Trelleborg, Michelin, Vredestein has a standard and a standard 2. Back to BKT. We got round bale, so you've got standard, net, or film binding. Empty. So I've gone for empty. So you notice there, it shows the film binding. There, it's net. If you go empty, there's nothing in there, and you need to fill it yourself. The same with the wrap on the back. You've got the various different wraps. You've got running wrap white, black, 2 different greens, and then back to, then empty. So it takes the wrap off completely, which means you've got to fill that as well. And then we go back around to our white, and then license plate option on there as well. So those are our choices for what we do with it. Now, if we come out of there, the Vicon FastBale we're going to get in a moment. That's now been put in, which I like. That's a very cool bit of kit. If we come out of there and we go to our consumables, so if you need to replace them or you have decided to go empty and you want to fill them up, your Rani wraps, and obviously if you've got the liftable pallets and bales pack by Yoss, there are all versions of these which are liftable as well if you want to go down that route. I'm going to keep plugging that mod because I think the mod's brilliant. So anyway, so your Rani wrap, you've got your square bale twines, that's for your square baling, you've got your round bale net, and then you've got your options there of standard net, film binding, Massey Ferguson, Fendt, John Deere, Class, that one, and back to standard again. So I've got a pallet of those out. So what we're going to do is fill it up, then we'll head out to the field and we will operate it. Let's start the engine. It's also interesting to see how much this takes to fill it up, because bale wrap 0.12 and round bale net 0.4. There you go. And then go to the back. We should have the option for our wrap. Oh, that's curious. Why is that not? Oh, there you go. But why do I need to select colour when I've already got a palette of it? So it's giving you... Did it even take anything off that palette? That was curious. How bizarre. 12 of 12, but nothing disappeared off that palette. So it's almost like that palette is acting like a buy point? That can't be right, surely. Is anything missing off that? No, that's still saying 40 bales. What happened there? How odd. Oh well, but it's filled anyway. That's a curious one. So we do have the option on this. We can change our bale size 125 centimetre, 150 centimetre, or 180 centimetre. Now, if you've used this in FS22, it's the same baler. It does the same job. Unlike the FastBale, which continues to go because it has a pre-chamber, and then it takes from the pre-chamber to the next chamber and carries on going. This one you do have to stop to unload. Even with, so you've got automatic drop. I've got it turned on. but even with that turned on, you still need to stop. It's got its bale counter and all that good stuff. So what we'll do is we'll run it. I'm going to do grass because you can see the wrap then as well as we go. Turn it on, drop it down. Do you have beacons on it as well? Or a beacon? So I say, unlike the fast wrap, if I keep going, once it's full, as it's unloading, you'll see. Like I say, you might lose the game, so that's not going to work because I've gone past the grass. So I have to stop once it's full. When it unloads, once it starts to do that again, once that door's shut, I can carry on going. Now I've got auto drop off. It will, once it's done, drop that bale off, and I can continue baling. But you do have to stop once the chamber's full. As soon as that door opens, there you go. So let's drop that off. Nice, smooth animation. Does the job. There you go. So hear the beep. We know it's coming. Stop there. Just back up ever so slightly. Once that door closes, we can go again. There we go. And off we go. What I find fascinating, I watched, there was a documentary, like an interview thing. Was it at Farmcon 22? It was the one at John Deere, and they had the guys from Pöttinger there, and they asked about the name Pöttinger, and he said it was a hard T, and it was an because of the accents over the O. But if you look in the Modhub, which is bizarre, is that in the Modhub, and this is a Giants mod, it's P-O-T-T with the accent over the O. In the Modhub, it's spelt incorrectly. It's got P-O-E-T-T, which is weird. I've never quite understood that. Anyway, it's a minor thing. But anyway, there you go. There's your Impress 3190 VC Pro baler wrapper. Next, we've got this. This is the Vicon FastBale 22.53 megabytes download, 9 slots on console. Tyre options on this, we've got standard and wide on each of the tyre options. I'm not going to show you each of those, but we'll see when we have a look in the menu. This is the one that has the pre-chamber. Now this also has the thing, again, if you're new to the game, or you might not be aware of, whatever it might be, it does give you a speed this will bail at. However, if your swath is large, if you've got a lot of swath on the floor, because it's got a pre-chamber, it can only gobble up so much. So what will happen is, if you've got a lot of swath, so what some people will do is they'll cut the grass like this, they'll let it grow again, then they'll cut it again. You've got a kind of a double swath. You don't have to. The more that's trying to go into that chamber, the slower the baler will bale. So it might be you're baling, and it'll only be baling at 3 miles an hour. I know when this first came out, people said it's not working, it's baling too slow. It will slow down depending on how much is going into it. So that's something you need to be aware of. But you can keep going. You don't need to stop like the other one to unload the bale. This one you can just keep chugging right along. So come to our round balers again. Just there, 110 grand for the fast bale. This is all cool until we get the quick bale out. If we get the quick bale. So, options on this, as I said, we've got Trelleborg, Michelin, BKT, Friedrichstein, back again. Each one's got a standard and a wide option. We've got design Vicon or Covenant. Then you've got, again, your standard net, film binding, empty. Then you've got your running wrap white, black, green, nature green, empty, and then back to that again. Yes, license plate option there as well. Those are our choices. No colour options or anything on these. You get it just as it is. So we'll hop in, unfold it. We turn it on. Drop that down. I've got automatic drop on. You know, again, you don't have to have automatic drop on. Because if you're on steep hillsides and stuff, you don't want your bales rolling off down the hill. Some people will turn that off, so you can turn your baler at an angle to unload the bales manually. That would be entirely up to you as you go. This one doesn't have an option for changing bale size. You just get a bale size. Actually, let's have a quick check on that. Bale capacity on that is a 3,500 grass bale. It is fermenting. I didn't show the other ones as well, did I? I mean, at the end of the day, the bale sizes they do vary between balers, and they do vary between, obviously, round and square bales are different sizes as well. They're fairly standard, how they were on 22, to be fair. So you'll see, as we're going up, it's taking it from the main chamber into the back chamber. That carries on while we carry on baling. That will now come out the back. That will wrap while we continue to fill up. That will go from the pre-chamber to the next chamber, so we can keep going, and hopefully, as long as we haven't got too much, that should unload, he says, before we hit the next one. Maybe, oh, that was close. We've obviously got a lot there. Because now we hit the next one, the next bale comes out. So we just have to slow down a little bit. As you can see, we're only going at 6 miles an hour, and that will slow up or slow down or slow down or speed up, depending on just how much stuff we've got. And it seems like we have got a fair amount of grass here because, there we go, we're just unloading now. I have had to slow down between each other, which is a good thing. It's a good problem to have. There you go. And we just keep chugging along. Making a welcome return, the Vicon FastBale by Giant Software. Which brings us to the last of the mods for today, and it is a mod pack, as I said earlier, the Fendt Farmcon 24 Fendt pack. It is 51.63 megabytes to download. I'm going to start looking here. So we've got the, in the pack, we've got the 380 GTA Turbo, and we've got the Xylon 524. The GTA Turbo is 8 slots, the Xylon 524 is 12 slots. Each one of those has a front loader. The GTA front loader is 3 slots, the Xylon front loader is 2 slots. We've then got a sprayer. We've got the RAL Speedo port, 4 slots, this is this in the back, 4 slots, 21 metre with a 200 litre tank. And then we've also got RAL front tanks, one for the GTA, one for the Xylon, which is just there next to me. Each one of those is 3 slots and holds 1,450 litres. Now again, colour options, you can go wild. You can pick any colour you like on these now. On the GTA, my initial GTA, I went for a metallic green on both, which I quite liked. On the Xylon, I went for a matte finish on both, which I quite like the look of. Just personal choice. But something to be aware of, and I thought I would show it, is beware of twin wheels. Because if you're going to be running a front tank, as I am here, and potentially even the back tank, these are narrow twins if you've got wide twins. If you've got twins on, now this hooked up, no problem at all. As I drove forward, it came up the option to attach, and it attached. But when you come to detach it, it detaches and you can't drive away from it because the twin wheels get caught on the framework for the front tank. So if you are going to run a front tank, you need to put singles on. You can run twins on the back, maybe, but singles on the front. Again, like I say, just something to be aware of. So that's why I've got a separate one here, because I couldn't detach it. Once I'd done that, I couldn't detach it to then hook back up to our front loader. But what is very cool about the front loader attached to this, we've got a box, whereas the box on FS22 it didn't really do anything. The box on 25 gives you the option for storing a chainsaw. Very nice indeed. So let's have a look at all of these in the various different areas. We've got our tractors. Under small tractors is where you'll find them. So there's our GTA, our 380 GTA Turbo, 37,500. The Xylon 524, 57,500. Options on these, we have got Trelleborg, Michelin, Continental, Vredestein, Mitas, back again. So as you can see, medium tyres with weights, wide tyres with weights, narrow tyres, rear twin, twins, back to standard. If we go to the next one along, if we go backwards, you can see wheel weights and standard. There you go, narrow twins, narrow tyres, wides and weights. So there's pretty much the same options as you go through each one. So I think some of them you don't have the narrows, but again, I don't need to go through all the options. You know how this works. There you go, back to standard again. So no narrow options on the Vredestein. I think it's the same with the Mitas as well. I'm probably going to get that wrong now and get in trouble. But you can scroll through, like I say, if you've got a particular tyre brand you like, then you'll go through, find your tyre brand, see if it's got the tyres you want. If it doesn't, you might have to switch tyre brands until you find the tyre choice you desire. Then the same with the colour options. Pick your colour, then if you want to customise it, you can. Metallics, mattes, all that kind of good stuff if you want. And with this one, we've got our main colour and a rim colour and a licence plate option on there too. We move over to our Xylon. Same thing, obviously we've got slightly larger tyres on this one. Same manufacturers. We've got knock-in on this as well though. So we have got, hang on, wide and weights, communal, back to wide and weights. But all the other manufacturers with the same options, and with these, we don't have the narrow options. I don't think we do have the narrow options, do we? Maybe we do. Yes, we do. Narrow twin, front and rear. So like I say, if you're going to be running that front tank, twin tyres, narrows or wides are just not going to work for you. But the fact you can do that, that will. So if you want to have them on the back, but not on the front, that's fine. But also be aware if you're going to put the sprayer on the back, those might be a problem with the sprayer. But you might have to have a fiddle around until you kind of work that out. And we've got the same options for our main colour and our rim colour. Pick and choose what you like. The great thing is you're not fixed now on particular colours. You can pick anything on the palette you like. You know, absolutely go for it. So that's those. We come down to our front loaders. There's our GTA front loader. There's our Xylon front loader. 5 grand, 5,700. Option on this, you've got standard configuration or with the wooden box. So the wooden box had the option for putting the chainsaw in. Chassis colour again, pick the colour you like. The same with the Xylon. This one doesn't have a wooden box option. So this one doesn't have the option for the chainsaw. I'm going to double check it. I don't think we've got an option to put the chainsaw in that little sort of cup bit at the back, but we will double check that in just a moment. But there's no front loader tools. It's just the front loaders that come with this. Then we come down to our sprayer gear, which is just here. So there's our Spirido port on the back, 4,200 litre capacity. It's designed to go with the front tanks as well. 21 metre boom width on that. And then we've got the Spirido port front tank for the GTA, Spirido port front tank for the Xylon, 2 grand, 2,500, 1,450 litre capacities. Herbicide or liquid fertilizer these will take. They have no options other than license plates on them. No colour options, nothing like that. They come as they are. So what I'll do is start the engine on that and we'll raise that up. We'll check on the other one. So there you go, there's our chainsaw, which we can take. We go back to there, we can put it back. He says, there we go. I like that. There's no option for horse brush or spray cans or anything like that, which I think would be quite cool. If you are doing forestry and you want to do tree marking, the thing is you can keep them in your pocket. You know, it's just I suppose it's a gimmicky feature, really, isn't it? Something to be aware of as well when you disconnect this. You have to have. There's a real sweet spot for detaching. There you go. If I come right to the ground, it comes up the option detaching is not allowed. Too high, detach. Oh, okay, that wasn't too bad, but you don't want to tip forward too far. Let's go down a little bit further. Yeah, there is a bit of a sweet spot for detaching, so just be aware of that. So, horn, beacon, lights, interior, very nicely made and detailed. Crisp, clean, tidy. Nice sound effects on it. Swap out that one. And I'll show you what I mean on this. It was a bit of a disaster, I'm not going to lie. I matched it all up, so we had the metallics on here. I had the metallic on the front loader. Thought, oh, that's awesome. Went to collect this. So if I detach this now, you'll notice. Yeah, I'm a little bit stuck. So yeah, unfortunately, no doors or windows that open on it. It comes just as it is. And if we put that, I'm going to show it on both of these, but. Just to say that the rear sprayer will attach to both the GTA and the Xylon. There's not separate rear sprayers, it's the front tanks that are different. So it gives us a capacity of 1,650 litres. I do like the look of it, it's a very cool bit of kit. Let's unfold that. Since we've done a bit of grass work, we can spray the ground. We can adjust our working width as well on this. And we can raise and lower the boom. So depending on our crop heights, if you want to go for that option, you don't have to. I think when you hire a worker, it just goes into a set pattern. But if you're doing it yourself and you want to get a more kind of realistic feel for it, we can. And what I did find, I don't know if it does it on all of them, was when I was spraying. I've had this up there, guys. It took a little while to get into gear. What I found on some of the sprayers was, as I was hiring a worker and it was going around and it got to slopes, it was automatically adjusting the boom. Will it do it? Yeah, look. It automatically tilts the boom. So it's automatically tilting for hillsides. No, I can't remember if it always did that on 22. I don't think it did. Did it? I'm trying to remember now. Maybe it did. So, where's our partial width option? Change working width. So we've got on 21, 15, 11. Is that 6.9? Let me read that. 21. Is that 15.8? How bizarre. 11.9, 6.9, 2. About 21. Yeah, it is. Let's go down to that. Turn it on. And away we spray. Nice and straightforward. Smooth animation, nice sound effects. It's a very cool looking bit of kit. I'm sure I said that when it came out before, but you know. Stop that there. So I don't need to show the front tank and the rear tank. It's the same thing. Front loader on this. I'm going to lift that up just to double check. So the Xylon. A slightly bigger proposition on this. Nice interior on this as well. As you can see. So let's just hop out and double check that. I don't think it does. No, it's just the wooden box as the option for the chainsaw. It doesn't hurt to check, you never know. It kind of, you know, logic would dictate no, but, you know, I don't want to make a mistake and get it wrong. And there you go. That's it for the mods. I assume that's it for the mods for today. These dropped really early. I think it was 10 AM UK. So that's the FarmCon 24 Fendt pack. All of those today from Giant Software. Hope you found this useful and informative in some way, shape or form. If you have, please give us a like. If you don't subscribe yet, please do. If you want to leave a comment, feel free. And if you want to share this video, then please be my guest. Whatever you choose to do. Thanks for watching.